Okay, so I think we need to talk about our strengths and weaknesses.
I'd agree.
Because there are skills that we need to address before sort of completing our trailer task, magazine front cover and web page. So my weaknesses are I'm not very good with InDesign or Dreamweaver or Final Cut Pro.
So any of the softwares.
Any strength, Josh?
However, Photoshop I can use.
Okay.
That's my strength, so I can sort of teach you whatever you want in Photoshop.
Yeah, I can use Photoshop to, I'd say, an advanced level. I can use InDesign to basic level, and the same with Final Cut Express. But I've never used Dreamweaver, so I don't think I'll be very good at that.
Yeah.
Ollie?
Same. I can't use Dreamweaver at all. I have a basic understanding of InDesign. I have a fairly decent knowledge of Final Cut. And another weakness is my laziness, which could be addressed at times.
Any other personal weaknesses or strengths?
I am not very good at working in a group. Which is a main one. I prefer just to knuckle down and get on with
Okay, so what,
myself.
when you say you're not very good at working in a group, how can Cameron and Ollie help you? Or when do they need to know that you're having a problem?
I guess I like to take charge. So,
For Ollie, that's probably fine. Yeah.
but Cameron's quite capable of, completing tasks by himself. So, in that respect, I'm willing just to work as a group.
Yep.
It's going to have to work anyway. So.
Okay, so you've got laziness issues.
Yeah.
You've got teamwork issues.
Organisation for me. I don't think I am very good at organising myself, but I think I could work around it with you guys. And
My organisation is wonderful, so
yeah,
Yeah?
no, it's not. It's not too bad.
Okay. So, the idea's out there then. You've got to make noir or neo-noir promotional package for a film. So where are we going with it? What are our first thoughts, initial thoughts?
I think we'll probably do a neo-noir film. Is that okay with you guys? Neo-noir
I
film.
don't know how hard it would be. I've probably no knowledge about noir, but I
Yeah.
definitely learn more about it.
Would probably be easier with neo-noir, seeing as there are films that we would have watched
Yeah.
more so than noir.
Yeah, it's true.
So do noir. Actually, no, neo-noir. What else?
What could you set yourself for like next week that you could think about in terms of where you're going to be next week? What do you need to start making decisions about?
Well, people that we can use, actors,
So you're acting,
places we can film it,
locations.
Undertake different jobs.
Jobs.
resources like cameras and stuff like that.
Great.
Researching more to do with neo-noir.
Really make sure your research sections are done.
Yep.
Anything else even more basic than any of those you've just said?
I think we should get together and have a session on Photoshop and design.
Okay.
And
Even
Final
more
Cut
basic
Pro.
than that. Even more basic than that. Do you not need an idea?
Mm.
Oh yeah. Cameron's like, oh yeah. You need an idea, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so even before you start choosing your actors, you need a story, you need a name, you need a plot. That's what we're going to do.
We could all come back next week with different ideas, which we can pitch to each other and see what we can pick out of it.
Sounds like a good idea. What format do you think those pictures should be in?
do another video meeting.
Yeah,
A
group
video
meeting.
meeting. So you three, a video meeting next week,
Yeah, we could have
which you talk through your ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. How could you record those ideas to go onto your blog?
the same way we're doing now. Video, put it on YouTube, and upload it from there.
Okay. Anything else?
Like a voice memo sort of thing, a voice recording.
Anything else?
Blog it as well as doing the video.
Yeah, you could make notes and scan them in, rather than they're not recreating work for yourself, are you? So if you all were writing when people were coming up with their ideas and you were circling things you liked and putting through crosses or question marks over things that you wanted, and then when that person's finished, you ask them the questions and you get your answers. Why not scan in those notes? Then you've got a video and you've got evidence of what notes you were taking during that video.
Okay.
Could be a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, what would you like the resolution to be from that meeting next week?
That
We
was
all
the
have
final.
an idea.
Start having an idea. So when you're coming up with your idea, what is one of the major considerations you need? When anyone goes to make a film, what's one of their major considerations?
Storyboard.
It's a bit further down the line.
Actual name.
That's important.
Characters.
How do you justify the success of a film nowadays in the
How
film
much money
industry?
you make.
Okay, and how do you make money from a film?
You said it.
Public consumption.
So public consumption. So think about that in terms of what you need to quickly make a decision on.
Survey various people, see what they'd like to see in a neo-noir film.
And then you've got to make a decision on, there's a very important
Target
keyword,
audience.
target audience, okay? So straight away,
Mm.
you've got to think about what's going to be our safest target audience. Is it going to be teenagers, young people, men, women? You know,
Yeah.
that will help you guide your storyline. So is there any way of you making that decision now before you go off and start coming up with your...
There is, but perhaps we could do a YouTube video of us having our meeting with our ideas, put them on Facebook, and ask for feedback. Because
That's a good idea, but it's really important before you go out now that you have a direction, because I don't want Ollie coming up with a neo-noir that's aimed at teenage girls, Cameron coming back with a neo-noir aimed at older adults, both genders, and you coming back with one aimed at young male adults, because you're then gonna have more problems with the ideas. You almost need to make a decision on the target audience now before you go off and make those ideas.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
where do you want to go with it?
Because we go.
definitely
Yeah.
teenagers,
Yeah.
but
Why?
Because I guess.
Relatable to what we're at the
Yeah.
moment.
Spot on.
Yeah.
And when you're going off to do your research, how easy is it to get hold of teenagers? Yeah. So you're not challenging yourself too much. So well done there, Ollie.
and neo-noirs are quite modern as well, so would be watched by a younger audience. Even.
Neo-noir, people are going to like that. People are going to like to be challenged. Okay. Anything else?
Males would be easy for us, especially
Yeah.
because we've got an all-male group.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So primary audience, male, teenage, young adults. Yeah.
Yep.
And then obviously you can make your decision on secondary when you come up with the finer points of the plot. Okay, so you've set yourself a deadline for next week. You've talked about your strengths and weaknesses. Anything else you'd like to reflect upon or talk about?
Think about
No,
it.
I can't think of so much.
Okay, so shall I call an end to your meeting? Cameron wants to go and stop the video. It's the end of the first meeting.
Oh, quick.
Come on, Cameron, hurry up.